Hi guys, and welcome back. And yes, I'm back in the workshop, having just been out and bought myself another tin of paint. Hopefully this time it'll be closer to what I'm trying to achieve for the Focke-Wulf 190, its tropical scheme. Anyway, without further ado, let's have a look and go over to the workbench. Here we have the wing in its glorious yellow colour that I painted the other day. Much too bright, although having said that, what this will be is a good base if I wanted to show like a primer, an aluminium type primer that been put onto a plane as a base coat. Anyway, here is the new paint, which is much closer hopefully to what I want. So let's just see how this goes on. It's a big tin, unfortunately it's the smallest they would mix for me. And that's going to probably do about 20 planes. Already I can see that's a much better, much closer to what I wanted to achieve for the tropical colour scheme. Oh yes, that's good. To a certain extent, I don't mind if that undercolour bleeds through a bit. That might look quite good. Say where it's worn away a bit, maybe to the primer. But no, this is a lot better, no question about that. A lot better. But you can see the difference in colours there. There's the yellow-ish, and there's the better colour, which is closer to the sandy colour that I was trying to achieve, the sandy brown colour. To be fair, it wasn't me that chose this colour, it was my wife. She came with me, and I showed her a photograph of what I wanted to achieve, of a model of the Focke-Wulf 190 in its tropical dress, and she went straight to the colour chart and picked two out. And you know what, I should take her more often, because she did a pretty damn good job. Now a tip here, I've been applying the paint, as you saw, lengthwise up the wingspan, and what you can see, if you look closely, you can see streaks going that way. Well, if you think about it logically, any streaking that would occur through weathering wouldn't be that way, they would be this way, because that's the way the wind is going over, the airflow goes over the wing. So when I'm applying the second coat, when I say second, it's a very light coat because this is covered very well because it's so thick, but I'm applying this across the cord so that any streaks that may appear, and to be quite honest I want some to appear, will be going across the cord and not the wingspan, along the wingspan. So just something to do. It's very easy to do it, and already you're building in some weathering to your finishing there. As I said, I don't mind some of that underlying colour grinning through, because at the end of the day this plane would have been out in the desert conditions, and it's going to look a lot rougher than this when I've finished with it anyway, so any little bit of weathering here doesn't really matter. Now before I just liberally go and splatter the new paint all over the fuselage, what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark it for where the green colour goes, because I don't just want to go over it willy-nilly with the light brown everywhere. There's absolutely no point. So I'm just going to mark, roughly speaking, with a pencil where the green will come down on here. So about like that. It's only very roughly here, and the whole of the tail section is green from about there. The cowl, the front end here, it goes across at about this angle here, so put brown there, brown there. Make sure I put the colours in the right place. Brown there. What I'm doing is I'm looking at a rendition of the model here, of the plane, sorry, the full size there. That's what I'm copying to give me an idea. So let's get on with the brown to the fuselage. What I will do is, before I put the green on, I'll let the brown really dry, and by that I mean, yes, I might give it the old hot air gun treatment, but I'll let it dry naturally for a few hours, just so that it has really gone off, and then we'll have fun and games with the green and creating the camouflage look to it. Okay, I'll crack on with that. So there we have it, with its first application of the old brown paint to it, the sandy colour. So I'll let that dry, as I say, I'll let that dry naturally, and then come back for the green. Okay, so I've started to apply the green paint, but what I'm doing first of all is I'm just like doing the edges really, and it's what we don't want a nice sharp line. That's the worst thing that we want. In other words, let me just zoom in. Make sure I get the paintbrush somewhere near where I can see it on here. What we don't want is a nice sharp edge there to our colour change. We want to feather that in more. So the way you do that is use a lot drier brush, so without hardly any paint in it, and you're feathering it in like so. So what you get is a very, there's an edge there. You can see it. There's an edge still there, but that's not a sharp edge, that's a soft edge. With a brush it's a lot more difficult to do. I like doing it with an airbrush, then you can actually bring the airbrush back and put it at an angle, and you can get a much better edge to it that way. But that's what I'm doing at the moment, so I'll come back on the camera once I've got it into a position to show you. So there you can see still the wet paint. That's the sort of edge that I've been getting, a feathery edge there, not a sharp edge, right the way across there. So I'm just going to give it the hairdryer treatment. With the wing more or less finished, doing the fuselage, so that's the first coat, and I'm going to leave it at that for today because I've got to get things ready for flying tomorrow. Well, that was an eventful day, lots of painting done. Very pleased with the colour of the brownish paint, very much to my liking, and matches quite closely the scheme that I was looking at. The green, taking a little bit more to put on, needs about 3 coats, between 3 and 4 coats, as you've seen from the video, but hey, that's just part and parcel of it. So after I've gone flying tomorrow, I've got to finish off the green on the fuselage and obviously do the cockpit canopy as well. But I've got some other bits and pieces to do on that before I do paint it. Anyway, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this chapter. Please subscribe if you haven't done already. Please like the videos as well, and see you on the next one.